You're watching Ticket TV. Like, share, and subscribe on your way in.
Chat, what's real? Hold on one second, chat. Salute to all y'all that's gonna tap on in, man. I got some news for y'all, bro. I got some news for you guys, chat. Appreciate all y'all that's gonna tap on in. Like, share, and subscribe as y'all come on in the building. And we definitely about to get into this one, man. I got some more information for y'all. And man, this thing blew my socks off. Because I have found out some things that I did not know previously. But I also found out something today, just now, that is going on in Diddy's case. Let me get y'all right on this so we can get right into this. I can let y'all know exactly what's going down. Let's start right here. So, shout out to allhiphop.com. I came out here and I told y'all yesterday about that lawsuit that came out. Now everybody's reporting it. Here's the link right here so you guys can see it on your screen. Hopefully you guys can see it. I appreciate all of you guys. Oh, and shout out to everybody that's been supporting the channel. Make sure y'all follow me on all social media. Kick all the social media links in the description box below. X everywhere. And make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel, share the video, like the video, and salute to everybody that's been supporting and donating to the stream. Shout out to Estelle Collins. Appreciate you in the Cash App with the donation. Last video. Nathan Harris, salute to you with the donation in the Cash App last video. And also Jason, salute to you with the donation in the Cash App. And also I want to shout out to Darius Robinson. Darius Robinson says why the judge took off the case, why not the, and I didn't see the rest of your comment. Shout out to Jason. He says, I still think everyone is lying. Sad. Shout out to Nathan Harris. He says in the Cash App, where's the uncut video? And shout out to Estelle Collins with the donation. She says, I really watch you. Salute to you, Estelle. I appreciate all y'all. Look, bro, the girl has revealed her identity to Diddy. The youngin, she don't reveal her identity to Diddy. And she hasn't revealed it to the world. Diddy knows who she is. And I'm finna show y'all. In this article right here, they have put this thing out here, man. And I've also found out today, bro, this whole time, people thought Diddy was going to get out. They've been investigating Diddy on a potential Rico on multiple charges since January. Let me repeat that again. I've just found out this today, bro. Since January. This is in Los Angeles. Now, the girl I'm telling y'all about, she's in New York. So Diddy got problems on both coasts right now. First, you had the child actor that came out. That's Cali. That's with Jonathan Hayes. All that's Cali, right? Jonathan Hayes, we already know his thing been submitted to one of the cases that been submitted to the DA to see if they're going to bring charges towards Diddy. They submitted it to the DA last week, I believe. Last week or the week before last, they submitted it to the DA. They're waiting to see if the DA going to bring charges. What we didn't know is that the DA had multiple charges against Diddy, and that they've been investigating multiple charges against Diddy in Los Angeles since January. I'm about to show y'all that right now in this video. But first, we got to get to this girl because it's this new girl that's in Los Angeles. In New York. So the new girl I came out and told y'all about that redid her whole lawsuit, came out on the 11th. I showed y'all that yesterday with her lawyer and everything. You guys could check that video yesterday, so I ain't got to go back and do that. Now, all the news outlets been reporting that. All of them. So it says Diddy with new New York abuse allegations days after the Los Angeles lawsuit. That the Los Angeles one was the child actor, right? Who was already on famous shows. When that name come out, woo! When that name comes out, and I got a good idea who it is too. I can't tell nobody. When that name come out, all them niggas that said niggas was capping. All them niggas that said niggas was capping. Oh, I'm gonna remind y'all. When y'all was laughing at Big Gene deal after the trial was over with, talking about, oh man, that nigga lying. Okay. See, I don't stand with this foolishness, right? Yeah, these are allegations against Diddy. He's denied all of them. But is everybody lying? That's the question that you legitimately have to ask yourself. Well, let's get right to it. And I'm going to show y'all where this girl revealed her name to Diddy, and it is bad. It says Diddy is catching cases from on both coasts now. The latest one out of New York reads something like something that keep you up at night, right? Let's get down to it. It goes on to say, a woman filing under Jane Doe has sued Diddy in Manhattan court under New York City's Gender-Motivated Violence Protection Act, alleging that he N0R worded her in the summer of 2000 when she was 16 years old, walking home in Lower Manhattan. The suit names Bad Boy Entertainment, Bad Boy Records, and Combs Enterprise as co-defendants alongside two unnamed John Does alleged to have been Diddy's employees that night. The woman says she was walking home when Diddy was sitting in an SUV with two men, started talking to her and pushing a ride she didn't ask for. She said no more than once and eventually got in, right? Expecting to be dropped off at her building around the corner. Instead, the driver kept going past her stop, and Diddy handed her a drink to calm her down, after what she said made her feel groggy, and she was unable to resist. The court papers then say he took her to a separate location where he R-worded her, and she was later dropped off alone in the lobby building. This is the part that gets us, because we didn't know this part. This next part right here. You know how they always say, hey, man, well, why they don't reveal their names? They doing this anonymously. Blah, blah, blah. Ladies and gentlemen, this girl lawyer. Remember I looked up the lawyer yesterday? The dude is right down there, his office, right down there by the World Trade Center. Michael F. Rubin, PC, right? The law firm. They take a lot of cases like this. I looked them up yesterday. The lawyer has proceeded. He filed a request, y'all, to let her proceed as a Jane Doe in the public, arguing that the case involves a sex abuse and legitimate concerns about the public exposure of this person. But he wrote that she is not hiding from Diddy and that her identity can be shared with Diddy's legal team. And he says during discovery, meaning they got evidence they turning in. Look at that line right there. So this is real bad. Normally, they try to hide it as long as they can. He said, no, we ain't hiding it. They said, read that line I marked out right there. Right? Leave that line right there. Right? He wrote that the doe is not hiding from Diddy. And her identity, he says, can be shared with Diddy. Man, I'm telling y'all right now, right? This shit finna get wicked. And I'm going to tell y'all something else. Now it says, that nigga gonna know. He gonna know who this girl is. This girl ain't playing no game. She sent the nigga her name along with, she said, when we go to the evidence phase, yeah, you gonna know exactly who I am. So have my name, nigga, and have this evidence too. Not only that, it says, according to the complaint, she filed a similar case in 2025 that she dropped without prejudice, right? Which is why the refiling falls within the GVM law's extended window, which runs through July 29th, 2027. So let me tell y'all something. Until the year of 2027, July, 1 year from now, it's people that Diddy may have violated all the way back then that still can come out with claims against him. They got all the way until January or July the 29th, 2027 to come back and hit this nigga. That was the law in New York. Also, it says the New York filing hits days. They hit this nigga with the sonic boom. This nigga, he got 2 N0R allegations in less than a goddamn week, y'all. And I'm about to show y'all something. They finna hit that nigga. The one that's in LA, they've been investigating that shit since January. And I'm gonna show y'all. It says the New York filing his days after the male former child actor filed a separate lawsuit in Los Angeles Superior Court, accusing Diddy of sexually assaulting him at the Hollywood Hills networking event in 2007 when he was a minor. In that suit, he said that Diddy lured him to the back room. We already know. And he said Diddy gave him top, whatever like that, touched him, did all this other stuff. But check this out, y'all. This is the part where I know the Rico's coming. The LA Times. I don't know how I missed this. The LA Times had this on the front goddamn page. Read this. Sean Diddy Combs sexual assault cases under review in Los Angeles, authorities say. Cases. That's what more than one. More than one. They finna hit this nigga with. I'm telling y'all, I truly believe that they have secretly been working. And I'm gonna show y'all they've been working on this shit and investigating that nigga since January for this. And I'm finna show y'all why right now. Read y'all screen. The Los Angeles County's prosecutors are reviewing two. Remember I told y'all that. Two sexual assault cases against Diddy. So they're thinking, are we going to bring these charges against this nigga? Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. They're probably taking their whole time to make sure they get this one right because they knew the shit that happened in New York. They don't want that shit to happen in LA. So this is why they probably been taking their time, making sure they got all their shit together before they come with these charges. That's why I told y'all this shit is real. It says Los Angeles prosecutors are reviewing two sexual assault cases against Diddy that stem from allegations made by Florida music producer last year. Remember I told y'all that? Law enforcement said. That was Jonathan Hay, right? And it says law enforcement officials and alleged victim said Wednesday. Now, investigators from the LA Police Department and the LA County Sheriff's Department presented the cases to prosecutors in January. Man, they've been having this nigga, they've been investigating this nigga since January. And that's according to the DA's office. That's according to the goddamn DA's office. They've been, let me repeat this again. They've been investigating, they've been hit with these charges with this nigga since January, bro. They finna hit this nigga from both coasts. Because remember, in New York, there is no statute of limitations on sexual assault against a minor in New York. Here's how you know they're looking at a Rico. They have to be looking at it because they're looking at two sexual assault cases in Diddy in LA. And I'm finna show y'all right here. Right here, y'all. Now watch this right here. Right here. Let me put this on y'all screen. Let me put this on y'all screen for right here. Right. Now, here we are, you guys. A state RICO charge refers to prosecution under state level racketeering influence and corrupt organization statute. These laws mirror the federal RICO Act, right? But apply to crimes within a state's jurisdiction. About 33 through 38 U.S. states have adopted their own versions, which can vary in details like predicate offenses, time frames, and proof requirements. Now, the elements of a state RICO, right? Because that's what Diddy will be looking at in Los Angeles, because that's a state case. While specifics differ by state, most state RICO's laws generally require prosecutors to prove these key elements similar to federal RICO. One, existence of an enterprise. Let me show y'all something. Oh, y'all can't see that. My bad. Hold on. Y'all can't see that. My bad. My bad, y'all. There you go right there. Y'all can see it now. Number one, existence of an enterprise. I'm about to explain something to y'all. All of these people that have been filing these allegations against Diddy, Jonathan Hay, the young child actor, and this other minor in New York, they've all been doing what, y'all? Including Diddy's businesses and entities. Why are they doing that? Because when you include the business and entities, when that goes criminal, guess what that does? That creates a racketeering organization, right? So look at number one right here on your screen. I'm finna show y'all this now. Peep how they all, when they file those, because they holding that all that under blame. Here it goes right here. Existence of an enterprise. This can be a legal entity, a business, corporation, union, or an informal group of individuals associated. In fact, even if not a formal organization, some states allow a single person to qualify in certain cases. Now, let me tell y'all something. Jonathan Hay named multiple people. That qualifies as a RICO. He named almost an organization. The child actor, he named multiple people, and he named Diddy's entities too, and so did Jonathan Hay. That qualifies as a RICO. Plus, you got the multiple charges. Now let's keep going. I'm finna show y'all something. Let him troll. We ain't worried about no troll. You think a troll? You think I'm worried about a troll? That nigga may be worried about this whole $150 they about to get. Pattern of racketeering activity. The defendant engaged in or conspired in at least 2 predicate acts. 2. Read that right there. Read number 2, y'all. Why is it important? Why is it important, y'all? The defendant engaged or conspired in at least 2 predicate acts. What does it tell y'all in the LA Times? They're reviewing 2 cases against Diddy. Now, they say, oh, Ticket, well, what do you mean the predicate acts? One is kidnapping. The other one, sexual assault. Jonathan Hay said he was kidnapped, sexually assaulted, and the boy, when he was taken to the back room and basically said he was forced against his will to leave, he was kidnapped and sexually assaulted. That's 2 predicate acts. That's 2 different charges with, accusations with 2 different predicate acts. Learn the law. Learn the law. Learn the law. And I'm finna tell y'all this right now. This was in the LA Times. They're not bullshit. They're not bullshit. So just in case you think, oh, nigga, you capping. Okay. Nigga, I was never capping. It says these acts must be connected by similar intent, methods, victims, or results. Both of those cases are similar. I'm going to tell you why they're similar. Jonathan Hay says Diddy made him suck his Jimmy. That boy said Diddy topped him off. They both got the same lawyer. Both of their claims are damn near similar. They both claim that they were held against their will, and they both claim that they both basically were sodomized by Diddy. Well, not that, but basically they both claim that Diddy used his beefcake. Jonathan Hay says Diddy made him, give him a BJ, and the boy says that Diddy gave him a BJ. Connection to the enterprise. The defendant conducted, participated in, acquired, maintained interest in, or affected the enterprise to a pattern activity, directly or indirectly. That's easy from the allegations they're claiming. Then you have predicate acts, underlying crimes. Predicate offenses are serious crimes listed in the statute. State RICO laws typically focus on state crimes, unlike federal RICO laws, which mix federal and some state predicates. Common examples include, y'all, murder. Here's the word here. Kidnapping. Kidnapping. Here's another one. Right? So you have that. Then you have fraud. Jonathan Hay says he was taken under false pretenses. That boy said he was called to that party under false pretenses and that they knew that Diddy was using that party in order to have sexual acts with all these people and violate them. That's what they said in their own legal actions. See, when you get deep in this paperwork and you reading what's going on, you starting to see what they're doing. All you got to do is just read between the lines, right? Now, right? Here it goes right here, right? Now, state RICO is what they're going to be looking at in the LA case. That's what you're looking at, a state RICO, right? Diddy is staring at a state RICO, and he's potentially staring at New York charges with that other person. the one who came out and said that that Diddy can have our name. He can go ahead and look us up. We ain't tripping. We're gonna give our name. We're gonna give our name to him, to his whole defense team. Right? They laughed. They laughed at Gene Deal. They laughed at Gene after the trial was over with, because they thought this shit was over with. Remember? Shout out to all the dollars.
My guy, Gene Deal, man. You already know why we here. The verdict, it came in. How you feeling about it, man?
Yo, my man, listen here. I really don't have no feelings behind it, but this is mad funny to me, bro, because we've been talking about this for so long. And like today, I was getting all kind of prank calls. People was calling my phone talking about, Diddy didn't do it, Diddy didn't do it, Diddy didn't do it, and hang up. I was like, yeah. Then I had Unique Mecca Audio call me talking about, no, Rico must go. Rico gotta go. Rico, I was like, man, these motherfuckers crazy. And you got people out of here celebrating, man. Yo, check it out. They are celebrating, but he's still going to jail. You understand? They celebrate, I was thinking about some stuff. I said, they celebrating for a psychotic narcissist, a sociopath sex offender, abusing and degrading women, beating on them, brother, and having them appease him and his homosexual tendencies by letting random men, prostitutes, male prostitutes, brother, ejaculate their sexual juices on them so he can lick them off. Is this what's happening in the fucking hood now? Is that what's good in the hood? Tell me, is that what's happening in the streets, brother? Is that what the industry that came down to now? They celebrating him. This is what this man is. I talked about his character,
right here,
bro.
Y'all can hear that?
In court, we heard stuff that came up that none of us know. They out here celebrating.
I want y'all to hear this.
Yo, and talk about, what Gene gonna do now? How Gene feel now? Gene good in the hood. I can go open up my refrigerator anytime I want to. Gene good in the hood. Yo, these people they don't understand. You ain't lived my life, bruh. You ain't been through the stuff I've been through, seen the things I saw. What you eat don't make me And they wonder about how Gene gonna feel. I'm good. Yo, bro, let me just say something to you, man. Nah, I don't like this. I don't f with this. I said this 1,000 times. In the infamous words of Brutus, for all you smart motherfuckers, when he went to the Senate and said what he said about Caesar, I'm going to say the same shit about Diddy, but in my way. I'm not here to praise this nigga. I'd rather see him buried. And y'all can say and feel however you want to. Because that's the way he felt about people we all used to be around and love. Y'all can't feel what I feel. Y'all don't see what I see. But it's good. The judge showed us today. They talking about some bail hearing. They talking about, we gonna, because he had 2 charges. I don't understand that people sitting there talking about, he gonna get probation. No, dummy. There's a mandatory federal guidelines that the judge has to go by. If he don't go by those federal guidelines and the prosecution don't agree with it, they can appeal what the judge ruling is. So what they're gonna have to do, he's gonna have to sit there for at least 6 weeks. And they're gonna do what they call a pre-sentence report. In that pre-sentence report, it's going to have certain guidelines that the judge going to look at. The judge know the case. The judge know all what was thrown out. Judge know all what was contested and everything like that. The judge know the case better than anybody. Do you understand me, Mighty? So the judge is the one who's going to decide. Just like today, can we get a bail? His mama go in there and she signed for $1 million bail and all that. He think he getting bail. And then the judge read some papers. This is how dumb people is. Why you think Cassie lawyer was there the last couple of days? They already knew this was going to happen. What did I say, Mighty? I said that if it goes before January the 4th, it ain't gonna look good for the prosecutor. Didn't I say that? I said that means that they probably just get him on the sexual charges. But if it goes past the 4th, that means they really want to do their job and see and get his nigga a lot of time. Because they knew they had proved the sexual with the prostitutes, you know, paying them to come and have sex with the girls and everything like that. But we found out a lot of things about this dude in this trial, bro. A lot of none of us even knew. But they celebrating this. This dude is psychotic. I don't care what you say, bro. You look at some of the stuff that he did, and like I say, that's what's good in the hood now. That's how y'all getting down now. Licking another man's sperm off his girl.
Facts.
Beating women. This was crazy, bruh. So now, when they figure out it's going to be up to the judge, the defense and the prosecution going to get together with the judge and they're going to try to agree on some numbers. The defense going to get them some numbers. The prosecution gonna give up some numbers and stuff like that, and they're gonna agree to them. But the final decision is gonna be the judge. And after the judge read those letters from Cassie, lawyer, and her friend Nash, shout out to Miss Pleasant for being in the courtroom today. Cassie friend wrote a letter, a 3-page letter to the judge, 3 or 4-page letter to the judge. And the judge made a statement that he had completely changed his mind about some bail based on some third-party letters that he had received. Third-party letters he received. The judge know Puff is dangerous in so many ways. The jurors know that he's dangerous in so many ways. The only reason that the prosecution went for the Rico and the racketeering because they wanted to take all his money. They wanted to leave him broke. But it's some guidelines that said doing sex trafficking that they could still probably do that, but they can't. And this is my own assumption. Why they can't is because they can't prove that he made any money from the sex trafficking. You understand? If Puff made money through the sex trafficking, like he was selling Gina and them to them guys, or he was letting niggas hit not Gina, Cassie and Jane Doe. You understand? Well, the trial is over now. Ain't her name Daphne? Yeah, it's over. It's Daphne. The trial is over now. So if he was making money off of them, then the prosecution can go after his finances and shit. But I don't believe and don't quote me on this, but I'm damn near sure they would have a hard time to get his finances based on the sex trafficking because he didn't make no money from that. He was paying $10,000 a week to this and paying the prostitutes and stuff like that. So he didn't make no money. But had he made money and he was selling them off, yeah, it could, you know what I'm saying? It could be like that. But I don't think they have a leg to stand on that. You understand? But the prosecution did a great job. You understand? For what they wanted. I want y'all to peep game right here. They wanted to humiliate him, embarrass him, put him in jail for a little bit.
Now, I want to stop right there. When he said that, I'm questioning, did they want to put him in jail just to get him down until they got more charges on him? Because again, in the LA Times article, it said that they've been investigating Diddy on 2 new charges, new cases since January. What month we in right now? January, February, March, April, May. What we in June? We in June right now. Normally it takes them about what, 6 to 69 months, maybe a year to put together a case. It says it right there. It says the LA County prosecutors are reviewing 2, not 1. See, I thought they was only reviewing 1. I didn't know they was reviewing 2. That changed everything. When they wrote that in that article in the LA Times, and I said they reviewing 2, then come back. What, the day before yesterday on Friday, and they don't hit this nigga with a whole new shit in New York. I said, hold on. This week and the next week after this are going to be important weeks. Because if they hit him with more cases after this, bro, remember, Busby said that they had multiple youngins. Nobody believed it because they didn't see no youngins in the first trial. Right? And I thought about something else I'm going to put in everybody's ear. Because I noticed something. When Tony Busby originally came out with all those clients, notice how hard they went in at Tony Busby. So Tony Busby slowed down. Remember, he said he had all these lawsuits. He slowed down. And you know what I noticed, y'all? It's easy for these guys to try to fight one lawyer that's bringing a lot of claims. But now once you get 2 lawyers, 3 lawyers, 4 lawyers, 5 different firms, 6 different law firms, now it's hard to go to war with all these big time lawyers. Like this girl, her lawyer's name is Michael F. Rubin in New York. Remember they hit Tony Busby and they was like, nah, nigga, you can't practice in New York. You ain't have your license. Now all of a sudden, the lawyers from New York coming, hitting Diddy in New York. The other lawyer from LA hitting Diddy in LA. Then you got other lawyers from all over hitting him from other places. So now it's hard because here's another thing. It's still unnamed John Doe's. The problem is going to be if these cases go criminal. The fact that when I read this article and I saw that girl's lawyer said right here that she ain't hiding from Diddy. Normally, the ones who filed as Jane Doe's would be hiding. You know what I'm saying? They hide their identification and stuff. When he said she ain't hiding, in fact, they said Diddy can have her name. When they go into evidence, Diddy can have her name and do all the work, all the homework you want to do. That's scary right there. It said he wrote that the dough isn't hiding from Diddy and that her identity can be shared with Diddy's team. That right there. And now you don't have out-of-town lawyers doing different cases. You got, see, here's the thing. That's why I say it's bad. You have New York lawyers doing New York cases now. Now it's getting real funky because those other lawyers have to put that on their reputations too. So everybody can't just say, hey, it's Tony Busby out here bringing all these bullshit lawsuits. No, all these other lawyers bring out these lawsuits now. You got the Dordrick guy over in LA bringing out those lawsuits. You got Michael F. Rubin, PC, in New York bringing out those lawsuits. You got other lawyers all over the country bringing out their lawsuits. Now it's like, how you going to fight 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different lawyers bringing out these lawsuits now? Because now you would have to discredit every last one of those lawsuits. And you know how much it will cost you a lot of money to go to war with all these different lawyers. Think about what I'm saying to y'all. And not only that, they're trying to turn these cases criminal. Because as I told y'all, in the front of the LA Times, the biggest newspaper in LA, they said that man got cases. At first, we only thought it was one case. They're saying they got 2 in LA alone. Los Angeles County prosecutors are reviewing 2. Remember how they hit Harvey Weinstein? Harvey Weinstein's in prison. They hit him. They hit R. Kelly. They hit these niggas in different jurisdictions with different charges. Different states. Bro, I'm telling y'all, they up to something. Then when I read the second paragraph on your screen, it says investigators from Los Angeles Police Department and the LA County Sheriff Department presented. So they presented the cases. So think about this, y'all. They've been investigating that nigga since he went into prison. Because they presented the cases in January. They've been investigating the cases way before. For them to even present the case to the DA means that they think they got a strong enough case. Peep now. It said investigators from the LA Police Department and the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department presented the cases to the prosecutors in January. So that means they've been on Diddy helmet since he got out of prison. They already been investigating this nigga with other charges. And those charges move further enough to get presented to the prosecutors to see what charges they're going to bring forth on this nigga. They try and hit this nigga with a Rico in LA. I only thought it was Jonathan Hayes' case that was presented. When the LA Times came out and said they had presented 2 cases, nigga, my jaw dropped. My jaw dropped. Because this ain't even federal. This is a state. And remember, R. Kelly is doing what? 30 years in prison off a state RICO where they charge R. Kelly by his damn self. And everybody said, how can you charge somebody with a one-man RICO? And remember what happened in the R. Kelly case. In the R. Kelly case, they did what they didn't allow to happen to Diddy. See, Diddy, his lawyers, Diddy was so fortunate in his case, in the federal case, for them not to be able to bring in all the other people that had claims against Diddy, the underage cats, all these other people who had accusations against Diddy, but weren't involved in that case. They did that to R. Kelly. Remember, they did that to R. Kelly. They brought in witnesses from outside of the charges he was being charged with to corroborate the allegations from the people that they were charging R. Kelly with. And remember, R. Kelly got his years. He luckily got his years serving, concurrently, not consecutively. Because if he would have had it consecutively, he'd never had a release date. So what R. Kelly got? 30-something years? Bro, they cooking something on this nigga. They cooking something on this nigga, bro. And when everybody went on, and remember this, I want y'all to think about this. Shout out to my boy Eleazy. I see you in the building, homie. Salute. I want y'all to think about this shit. Remember what I'm finna tell y'all right now. Why ain't they came back with Diddy's appeal decision yet? Remember I told y'all that they was gonna slow walk that shit? Diddy got a expedited effing appeal. Everybody was like, how you get an appeal so fast? Bro, we don't pass. How long that shit been since that appeal? Diddy did that appeal? 3 months ago? We still ain't got no response. They still ain't responded to his appeal. Think about what I just said to y'all. That had to have been 3 months ago that was Diddy's appeal. They ain't even responded to his appeal. What's going on? And you know these jurisdictions talk to each other. I'm under the impression that the judge, he didn't give Diddy as much as he could give him, but he didn't give Diddy low. I believe the judge gave him enough time. This is just my belief. And that's why I think Diddy wanted his appeal process expedited, because the judge gave him enough time, meaning all these other jurisdictions. If y'all gonna bring cases, y'all better get that shit in. You gave them 50 months. And everybody was talking shit, doing the bankhead bounce. Harlem shaking out this motherfucker. They thought it was over. But they forgot the rules of engagement. The rules of engagement is when you beat the first case like John Gotti, they can't stop, won't stop till they get you. They tried John Gotti not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times until they put John Gotti in prison for the rest of his life. So all them people that was throwing baby oil outside the courthouse and, you know, going acting a damn fool, it's looking real spooky around here. It's looking real spooky around here because they saying they reviewing multiple cases on this nigga. The prosecution, the prosecutors. So what it is this, you guys. Your case, your allegations, you go do a police report. I looked this all up. You do a police report. Your police report, they ask you for all your evidence, everything like that that you have to corroborate, you know, your story. This is what they do, right? They want to get all the corroboration from your story, right? So you give all that to the police, right? The police, then what they do is, what the police do is they review and investigate your claims, your allegations, to see if it would meet a certain threshold to file charges. Then what they do, after they do all their investigation, talking to people, all these other things, they take everything they've gathered from their entire investigation, talking to witnesses, people who may have been there, people who may have been around, all these other witnesses. Then they take all of that in those files that they have in those cases. And if they feel like that is strong enough, they send it to the prosecutor, right? The people that's going to prosecute your case. And then the prosecutors are going to reveal all of the claims to see if it's a strong enough case to get a conviction on. And this time, you know, more than ever, they were going to take their time on this one. because they don't want to lose that case. They were going to take their time on this one, bro. That's all there is to it. And there's no other way around it. They were going to take their time. They don't want to be embarrassed. And they don't want to lose another case like that no more. Trust me. If they go on round 2 with Diddy in a different jurisdiction, they don't want to get embarrassed like what happened in New York. So I think there should be a high fear factor. High fear factor. Right? In this situation. And the reason why I think the fear factor should be at an all-time high is because they were presented this stuff, you guys, again in January. They not finished reviewing everything. They recently told the news. Remember, this recently got out to the news that they were presented that case. But according to the LA Times, they have been giving this shit since January. It seems like they serious. Because they just came out. They didn't say, nah, we're not reviewing the case no more. No, they said they are still going through all of this shit. So, bro, any day now, we could just pop up and then everybody see breaking news and it's up. It's up. Right? This is crazy, man. I think that people need to take this serious, you know, because I think that we headed for round 2. And I think they're doing a lot of talking. A lot of talking. And here's the thing. When you're dealing with youngins, that changed the whole ball game. Because they treat them differently than they do the adults. Remember this guy right here? The stylist from LA. This guy right here. Remember him?
Sentencing day for Sean Diddy Combs after a jury found him guilty in July of two felonies related to prostitution. But he's also facing a new lawsuit. Deontay Nash, who testified at the trial and worked as a stylist for the rapper, alleges he suffered years of abuse, which Combs denies. Nash spoke exclusively to Jerica Duncan.
Puff is chanced out. He's had enough chances. He's right where he needs to be.
Deontay Nash says he worked for Sean Combs from 2008. Combs and his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. In May, Nash says he was ordered by the court to testify.
And for myself.
Last week, Nash filed a lawsuit against Combs, accusing the mogul of sexually, physically, and emotionally abusing Nash for a decade. The 39-year-old alleges Combs touched him inappropriately, used a homophobic slur more than once to address him, and choked him on multiple occasions.
Describe the incident you talk about when he strangled you, you say?
Yes.
What happened?
Which time? There was one. Cassie was shooting a video. I love it. And we went to like a restaurant the night before. He just came in with such a bad attitude. So I just left the room. You know what I mean? And I went outside to smoke a cigarette. Don't know how he found me. My back was turned. The next thing I know, he's coming up to me and grabbing me and choking me and throwing me on the car. Didn't I tell y'all don't need to be going out? I'm like, Jesus Christ. And he's like choking me out.
For all the people or questions about why you didn't leave, why you didn't quit or call the police, what stopped you from taking action much sooner?
We were frightened. I was frightened the whole time. I signed up for Bad Boy Entertainment, a record label. I didn't sign up for that kind of treatment. And it will last me for the rest of my life.
Combs's legal team denied the accusations in a statement to CBS News.
It said, Mr. Nash is another opportunist looking for profit off of his proximity to celebrity.
Well, I mean, it kind of mirrors his other statements. I'm far from an opportunist. I think he may be the opportunist. He's the biggest celebrity opportunist I know. A vast majority of the things in my lawsuit, I said on the stand, and they didn't dispute it.
Is this about money?
No, absolutely not.
What is this about?
This is about getting back everything I worked for. This is about getting, I was abused. No, it's not about money. It's about making myself feel whole. And I can do it.
What is your hope for the future?
I hope that the sentence is something good enough for the victims to get some peace and get their lives together and feel like they've gotten justice. I mean, that's really all I can ask for.
Earlier this
Now you also had this.
Sean Diddy Combs could be facing new criminal charges as the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office begins reviewing a new case against the music mogul. TMZ reporting.
See what she said, y'all? She said a new case. And then the LAPD came out and said that they got 2 new cases that they're reviewing against this nigga. I said, what? So when I seen it was 2, I'm like, oh shit, they're not playing. Because I was just under the assumption it was just Jonathan Hay. Nope. They racking this nigga up.
New criminal charges as the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office begins reviewing a new case against the music mogul. TMZ reporting the case is all tied to sexual battery allegations. The National News Desk, Jeff Harris, joining us now. We are also learning, Jeff, that the case involves a publicist who initially filed a police report in 2025, so not long ago. Tell us more.
So TMZ reports Jonathan Hay is the publicist who filed that report, claiming Diddy sexually battered him in 2020 and then again in 2021, following a multi-month investigation by the LAPD detectives, then presenting their findings to prosecutors. In the report, Hay says he was working with the son of Biggie Smalls, his name CJ Wallace, and Combs would show up from time to time while they were working. Then in September 2020, Hay claims he ended up in a room with Combs, who masturbated into a shirt before telling him to participate. He also claims Combs took the shirt and then threw it at him. The following year, Hay claims he flew to LA to continue that project with Wallace, where Combs allegedly forced his genitals onto him. While reps for Combs have not publicly responded to this new allegation, his civil attorney did speak out last fall saying, quote, "Let's make it absolutely clear Mr. Combs categorically denies as false and defamatory all claims that he sexually abused anyone." Now, according to TMZ, LAPD detectives investigated for several months and just recently submitted the case to the DA, who will now determine if there's enough evidence to actually charge Combs. The music mogul is currently serving a 50-month sentence in federal prison after...
And that's what I told y'all. They kept saying that one case, y'all. But my question was, if it was the one case, why in the blue hell are they now saying it was 2 cases now? That's crazy, bro. So now, like I said before, y'all, something's going on, man. Something is definitely cooking. And the shit don't look good, man. Something's definitely going on, you guys. I don't know, how this is going to play out. But it don't look good. Just to be honest with you guys, it don't look good, man. And like I said, we'll just have to follow this case developments and see if they end up charging him. Now, Diddy has always maintained his innocence. He says that every single person is lying. He says they all lying. He ain't never did none of this shit. They all lying, and that all of them are basically, trying to get on a money train. Now, the question is do you guys believe that? Do you guys believe that, all these accusers are lying? You know, that's a real question. That's a real question. So yeah, I think that's something that we really look at to see, you know. Yeah, man. I think that's something we're gonna look at, y'all. Something that I think we're going to pay close attention to over the next, I would say, few weeks. You dig? And find out what happens, man. I think it's all gonna come out, man. You know, whatever you do in the dark, man, that shit always gonna come to the light, bro. You know, the man upstairs, he always got a way of letting this stuff come out. So if it's true, it'll come out. You know, if it's true, you guys, it'll come out, man. You know, and we'll see. You know, the only thing I want to see is how people are going to react if they hit with evidence that this shit is true. Are they gonna keep moving the goalposts and giving excuses, or are they gonna finally denounce this type of degenerate behavior, man? That's not necessary, that's not productive, and that's not helping the community. This type of shit bring the community back, man. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk, man. But I guess you got to have some type of morals and ethics about you. You feel me? To say, nah, man, this shit ain't right, bro. Like real talk, man. Get your shit together, bro. But we don't live. A lot of people live in fear and go along. Since like Coin Brown said, man, it's a go along, get along gang out here, man. And they willing to condone and ride with all the bullshit. So I mean, it is what it is. You feel me? They say they praise God, but they raise the devil. So that's all there is to it, to be very honest with y'all. But it's a sad situation. It truly is, man. I hope that we can start having some accountability for this shit. That way we can get true good leadership in here, right? And that's all I want to see, man, is true good leadership, man. That's very important to me. That part, the leadership part, I think if we can get that, I think things will be better. You know what I mean? Look at this, y'all. I want to show y'all something. This was one of them ones too right here. Let me see. Let me pull this up for you guys. This was the guy. This is one of the guys I'm finna show y'all. That actually I know for a fact that they submitted the claims, because he was the one that was reported. The other one, I'm thinking that it's the child actor. I'm thinking it's the other one, but it could be something different. I don't know, because they didn't say what the other one was. They only said this one right here. Now let me show y'all this. They only said this one right here. Hold on. I don't know if y'all can see this or not. Just give me 1 second. Can y'all see that? Now this, hold on. No, y'all can't see that. Hold on. Y'all can see that. Now this was on CNN. This was Jonathan Hay, you guys. Everybody who doesn't know, he was on CNN. Now they showed some shit on this interview, a little short interview they had. And they showed some stuff I had never seen before.
The top here, the details in this CNN exclusive are disturbing. Elizabeth Wagmeister spoke with the man at the center of a brand new investigation into Sean Diddy Combs. In our pop culture lead, and a warning off the top here, the details in this CNN exclusive are disturbing.
Yo, let me know if y'all can hear that.
In our pop culture lead, and a warning off the top here, the details in this CNN exclusive are disturbing. Elizabeth Wagmeister spoke with the man at the center of a brand new investigation into Sean Diddy Combs. Jonathan Hay is the accuser's name. He claims that Sean Diddy Combs sexually assaulted him in 2020. He laid out his case in a civil lawsuit, and now the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department is investigating. And again, a warning, this interview includes graphic details that may be distressing to some viewers.
Violated me like I've never been violated.
Jonathan Hay. In his first TV interview since the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department opened a new investigation into allegations that Sean Diddy Combs forced Hay to perform oral sex on him.
Someone is listening, and I feel like I'm so close to justice Finally.
Hay, a music publicist and producer, says his first incident with Combs came in 2020 when they collaborated on new music honoring Biggie, the late rapper Notorious B.I.G. This is Hay, modeling Biggie's actual clothes, a photo he says he gave to the police, taken on
Now
the
stop right there. They said he gave these photos to the police. That's in Biggie's clothes. Damn, so this dude was trying on Biggie's clothes. That's crazy. They said he gave these to the cops. Listen to that again, y'all.
rapper Notorious B.I.G. This is Hay, modeling Biggie's actual clothes, a photo.
So they said that is really Biggie's clothes. So this is part of the evidence that he gave to the cops. Is Biggie's clothes. That's crazy. So that kind of proves he was in that factory. That does kind of put him in the. How would he have access to Biggie's real clothes? I mean, he's big too. So, you know what I mean? Damn. Wow. I wonder if that's Biggie's pants he got on too. Let's keep going.
First incident with Combs came in 2020 when they collaborated on new music honoring Biggie, the late rapper Notorious B.I.G. This is Hay, modeling Biggie's actual clothes, a photo he says he gave to the police, taken on the day he says he found himself alone.
Oh, now somebody said in the comment section, that's the $1 million question. The $1 million question is did he still keep that shirt that he said that Diddy threw at him with DNA on it? If he kept that shirt and it had DNA on that junk, if he kept that shirt with a substance on there, remember, y'all, this didn't happen 20 years ago. He said it only happened a few years ago. Wow. We'll see.
Rapper Notorious B.I.G. This is Hay, modeling Biggie's actual clothes, a photo he says he gave to the police, taken on the day he says he found himself alone with Combs.
He took a phone call, sat down. I could hear like sex noises. He was really like masturbating. This goes on for a few minutes. I just like want the whole thing, to be over. And next thing you know, he ejaculates into one of Biggie's shirts. So was the shirt. I mean, it was like, rest in peace, Big.
Hay, in this police report, says that he kept the incident to himself, but it began to eat at him and eventually told Biggie's son, CJ Wallace, who was collaborating with him on the new music.
I finally got that off my chest after almost a year.
But Hay told police that the dynamic of the partnership changed. In March 2021, Hay went for what he thought was an interview for Combs's Revolt TV. Instead, he says he was taken to a house where Combs entered the room.
Chaos erupted, and he was screaming at me. He was in a rage, and that's when he violated me.
Hay told police Combs stuck his penis inside of his mouth.
Oh, my God.
Hay says he pulled away, but Combs pulled his head back and allegedly did it again, approximately 3 to 4 times.
Damn.
What was going through your mind in that moment?
Shock, like blur. I didn't know if I was going to die at that point. It's the first time in my life where I felt suicidal.
Combs's attorneys told CNN Mr. Combs categorically denies as false and defamatory all claims that he sexually abused anyone. In July, Hay filed a civil suit against Combs and Wallace, Biggie's son. Wallace is now suing for defamation, claiming Hay became irate at the decision to not release the remainder of the songs that Hay had produced and retaliated. His attorney adding the allegations will be shown to be complete fantasy.
CJ knows what's happened. He was there.
Combs is now serving 4 years in federal prison. Hay hopes that his case will add to that.
Biggie was like supposedly his best friend. To just do that in his shirt and to attack me like he doesn't need to be out on the streets.
Elizabeth Wagmeister, CNN, Los Angeles.
Oh. Now, the brother said in the comments, he came in here hooting and hollering. He was all mad. He says that we're sick. Y'all are sick, dude. No, you're sick, weirdo. You're sick. You're sick to come in here and cap for a dude that's had over damn near 100 allegations of people sexually violating them, boy. You're sick. You come in here and you want to talk about everybody else, right? Which is, like I said before, we do that over here. I don't discriminate. You understand what I'm saying? It don't matter who it is. I don't care what color you are. But I know one thing. He lied on Cassie. He told everybody that Cassie lied about all her allegations. And then when that video dropped, then he moved the goalposts, apologized, said he was wrong. He was wrong, right? Then he went to court. And in court, he said, I'm a violent man. I'm violent. Very violent. That right there alone. A man who liked to beat on and put his hands on women. That don't make you feel a certain way, boy. I don't know what will. But see, some of you niggas, some of y'all need, and you know what? I don't even want to say that because I don't even want to pray or wish that upon you or your family. I'm just going to say it like this. You pray to God, boy, it never come to your front door. You pray to God that one of these demons out here don't put their hands on yours. Because when you come to screaming and hollering for the community for help, see, it's cool when it's not your family member. It's cool when you ain't got no personal ties. It's all good. It's all gravy. But when it's your personal family member, and you got personal ties, and you got skin in the game on that thing, boy, it feel different, don't it, boy? Yeah, it feel different, boy. You a weasel, boy. You come in here and you take up for all these sick, weirdo, twisted things you hear. It lets me know what type of person you are and what you represent. And you know, it's funny that a guy like myself, when I call out Diddy, everybody get mad. When I call out the allegations against Donald Trump, everybody else get mad. Make your mind up. Are you serious about allegations? And are you serious about having some respect for everybody? Or do you care about celebrities? You niggas get on your knees for celebrities. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to expose that. A lot of celebrities say other celebrities ain't real themselves. A lot of celebrities say other celebrities is fake. But y'all are coming here and praise them like they God. Boy, I tell you what. Like, share, subscribe, man. Salute to everybody that's tapped into the channel, man. You understand? Right? Yeah. I'm not for no fuckery, bro. I don't care what it is, who it is. I'm always about, hey, look, man. If you got to force a woman to do something, you a weasel, nigga. You a weasel with no game. Simple as that. Simple as that.
Hey, we always appreciate the support, and if you guys want to do so, you can use the Cash App or PayPal links. They'll be in the description box below this video or pinned at the top of the comments. The top donators will be announced every month. All right, you guys, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure y'all cop the merch, and make sure that you get the weight loss formula. The links to that will be in the description box below this video. Check out our next video coming up right now.